Hey guys, I just wanted to talk to you guys today about being vegan on a budget, specifically a college budget. And I have notes here to help me out because I ramble and that's not, the best all the time. Anyway, my first tip is coupons. Coupons are very important because with coupons, you can do anything. JK, there are not that many vegan coupons, at least not for Kroger's, which is where I shop. But there are some, that's the point. And little coupons can go a long way. For instance, the last time I went to Kroger's, I had a coupon for frozen vegetables to get 30 cents off of frozen vegetables, which are $1. So I got 70 cents for each one, which added up because I got about like 10 or 15 of them. So, it makes a difference. Also, my second tip is frozen and canned food, which I was just talking about. And those are your best friend. I know it's tempting to want to be like organic and like buy like actual produce that's fresh, but you can't always do that, especially when you're on a low budget. So I usually buy mostly frozen and canned vegetables. I buy like a lot of beans, and I buy corn, and I buy frozen broccoli, and it saves me a lot of money than if I were to like go and buy fresh broccoli or organic broccoli, because it's not plausible for me right now where I am in life. Anyway, yeah, that's tip number two. Tip number three is to freeze your produce. And I learned this the hard way because I did not freeze my produce when I first got here. And I wasted a lot because I forgot that I had things because I share a fridge with four other people. Well, I'm sorry, three other people. So it's really easy to like put spinach somewhere and then forget it's there and never use it. And then next thing you know, the whole fridge smells bad and your spinach is white and it sucks. So I usually just freeze my produce now to save money. And you can't freeze all produce. I know I mostly freeze kale and spinach, but it's best to just Google it if you are unsure about freezing it. Like, I know you can freeze strawberries, you can freeze bananas, and it works just fine. Please peel and chop the banana before you freeze it. Don't just put the whole banana in the freezer, which I've done by accident before. It was a disaster. Anyway, yeah, so just Google it and ask, like, can you freeze this? Does it hold up okay? And the answer to like spinach and kale, if you're using it in a salad, please do not freeze it. It will come out limp and soggy and gross. But if you're cooking it with something, it's fine. So that's just advice on kale and spinach and freezing them. Anyway, tip number three is, wait, that was tip number three. Sorry, I can't count. Anyway, tip number four, get diverse items. For me, my diverse items are broccoli, potatoes, rice. I eat those in almost every meal, at least one of them, if not all of them, in one meal. And they're very filling and they're very cheap, so those are like my staple go-to items. So have things that you can get a lot of that are cheap, that will be very diverse in your menu that you pick for yourself. Also, another tip, which is tip number five. Yes, we're on track now. Yes. Anyway, veggies, rice, and potatoes are your best friends. Those foods are filling and cheap, and they get the job done, and they're just really good staple items to have. If you don't like them, you can substitute them for something else, whether it be beans or something like that. But just have your staple food items that are cheap, that are good, and that are diverse, that can go on all kinds of different foods. Sorry. Anyway, my sixth tip is splurge on useful things. That tip almost did not get its own introduction. I'm sorry, tip. Anyway, splurge on useful things. Like, for me, my last trip to the grocery store, it was nutritional yeast because I had several recipes I wanted to try, including vegan nacho cheese, which I will have a video for. Yeah, so splurge on things that, like, you don't have to splurge, by the way. If you can avoid splurging, please do, but if you are going to get a vegan food item, make sure it's like one or two, because I know it gets really easy to get overwhelmed by, like, the vegan food section, which is so big. I'm just kidding. At Kroger's, it's like an actual aisle, which I guess isn't really an aisle because it's also mixed with like gluten-free stuff that isn't vegan. But it's kind of overwhelming because literally last year that did not exist, and it's really nice to have all those options now. But it's really easy to want to get the cream cheese and the tofurkey and everything, but you're on a budget. So get something that like in those 2 to 3 weeks you're going to use a lot and that you can get good use out of. Like tofurkey sausage usually isn't a good splurge for me because I'll use it in the same thing, or like, it's $4 for a pack and it's 4 sausages. So it's kind of expensive. So I get it if I'm making like 4 different meals that include tofurkey, but for the most part I usually just don't use it. The best thing is always to like look for DIYs on how to make your own for cheaper. Usually there's options to where you can like make it just using a food processor and some vegetables. And if you have a food processor, which is a good investment. I don't have my own, I use my friend's, but she's nice like that. Anyway, it's usually good to just look for DIYs for like cheese or whatever, so you don't have to spend $5 on cheese. And honestly, personally for me, I don't really like a lot of the vegan cheeses that I have available to me here, and I prefer the one that I make myself out of potatoes and carrots and seasoning. So it's better to just, look for making it on your own, or if you are going to splurge, don't splurge on a bunch of stuff. Just splurge on like one or two things that you will use. And that's my last tip. And I just want to say now that like it's really hard to like watch vegan YouTubers and you just want to be so organic and like so fresh all the time, which I want to do, but it's not viable for me at the moment. I try to do what I can to be healthy. I try to get things where there's like one or two ingredients and I know what they are. And I try to like eat clean for the most part, but it's not possible to do that with everything. So get what you can get. And what's most important is that you have the compassion for the animals and for the environment, and that you are being ethical in your veganism rather than boring yourself with eating clean all the time. Like, I would love to be like high carb, low fat, or like raw tofu, but I can't afford it right now to where I would be able to like feed myself properly. Like, I tried raw tofu and it was a disaster because I can't afford all the bananas or dates. There's like no dates here. Anyway, I can't afford what I would need to do that. And I can't cut back anywhere because I don't have anywhere to cut back. I literally have this grocery budget, and I don't spend money on anything else really because I don't have a car. Like, money is school and food, that's it. And I can't really take money away from school because school costs what it costs. And food, I have whatever money I have. So, it's really important that you just have the compassion for the animals and that you're loving yourself and you do what you can. And maybe one day we can all be like these high carb vegans with all the bananas. I love bananas so much. Anyway, yeah, so I just want to say that. And I have more videos to come with like different recipes that I like to use or that I eat a lot of that are really good. Also, I hope to have videos on like not just grocery shopping, which is what this video was, but also like my specific breakfast, lunch, and dinner ideas that I do a lot. And so yeah, thank you guys for listening to me about this. It means a lot that you were here and that you lasted this long in the video. Anyway, please subscribe to my channel. I will have more videos ASAP. Also, hope to have better camera quality. I need to rent a camera from the library, but they were out, so that's why I'm filming it on my phone. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching and chilling with me, and subscribe and like and comment please, and tell me what other videos you'd like to see. And that's all I have for you guys now. Bye.